Hey guys, it's Beer Queen and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm so excited to be actually finally filming this. So my last video I did on horror movies, I already told you guys my favorite horror movies. I'll have it linked up in the cards. Yep. So today I went onto a YouTube group on Facebook that I just love, and I asked them, hey, I need some horror movies. So I've got a cat staring at me. Who cares about that right now? So they gave me so many, so I narrowed it down to 13, and I'm going to be reading out in order from my favourite to my least favourite and of this list, and why. So I just have my laptop here, so let's get started. So my top favourite is Halloween. I think Halloween's always going to be my favourite, just for the fact that it is a classic, it's amazing, and I don't know, it's just all those old horror movies, there's always some mistakes you can pick out, and with Halloween I can see some, but they're not as major as some of the others on this list. Number 2 is Scream. Now, Scream is amazing. I wouldn't call this a classic just because it wasn't from the classic era, but I've watched Scream so much that I can speak every movie word by word, and that's scary, especially the first movie, because that's my favourite one. So all these on the list, I'm actually just going to be talking about the first movie, if there's multiple, just because it's a lot easier than picking which one. So number 3 is The Shining. Now I love The Shining. I actually have I bought it off AliExpress, this weird thing. I need to get a canvas thing. I actually need to get a frame for it, and it's Johnny in the wall poking his head out, and it's all different cool colours, and I just love it. I just want to hang it up and have a centerpiece, because eventually when I get my own place I'm going to actually have a horror themed wall, as well as I'm getting a horror themed tattoo leg sleeve. Don't even know if you can call a tattoo leg a sleeve, since the sleeve's that, but you know what I mean. My whole leg from my hip to my kneecap and maybe more will be horror themed on my right leg, and he's definitely going to have a big feature in it. I just love horror, okay? Number 4 is Nightmare on Elm Street. Now, the first Nightmare on Elm Street was okay. I personally actually like the second Nightmare on Elm Street more than the first, if I'm being completely honest. But it had to become on this list as number 4, just because Nightmare on Elm Street is another classic. I mean, Dracula is a classic, and no one actually said Dracula, which is actually really sad. But you know what I mean, it's that sort of thing that there's not as many mistakes as some of the others, but there's more mistakes than there is in Halloween, you know. And I love Nightmare on Elm Street. I love to watch Nightmare on Elm Street before I actually go to sleep, if that makes sense. Number 5 is Chucky or Child's Play. But I love Chucky or Child's Play, whichever one you're going to call it. Child's Play is this, the movie series, but it's still Child's Play. I love it. The first time I watched it, I literally was so happy. I don't know why. It's just a doll being haunted, and my mum, for a long time, they wanted a Chucky doll, one of those ones that spoke, and I wanted to have sitting above my bed watching down on me, and Mum was like, no, that's too scary, it's gonna come alive. I'm like, no it won't, Mum, what the hell. But yes, Chucky's one of my favourite. The cat disappeared. Okay. Number 6 is why do I have Nightmare on Elm Street twice? Oh, that's right, Friday the 13th. Duh, baby. Nightmare on Elm Street is 6. There's so... Oh my god. Friday the 13th is 6 because there are so many mistakes. Now, the original movie, I'm sorry if I'm going to ruin this sick fantasy for you of it. I used to watch it and think, oh, this is perfect. I watched it the other day with one of my mates. Wasn't really another day, but it was a couple of months ago. And we're watching it, and I look at her, and she looks at me, and I go, there's 2 different scripts. They actually messed it up so bad that there's 2 different scripts in the actual movie. There's the first script which goes all the way through, and then at the end when she's on the water, there's a second script. And it's very confusing. But yes, so that's why it's on there, because it doesn't make any sense. I'm just going to quickly put actually Friday the 13th right here so I remember that that's what it is. Okay. Number 7 is Jaws. I love Jaws. I'm watching the second Jaws movie in a couple of days. Here's a fun fact. I've only ever watched Jaws 1 and 4. I know, I'm horrible. I didn't watch them in order. Last time I watched Jaws, like the original Jaws, was just, the last time I watched was just the other day, like 3 days ago? 4 days ago. 4 days ago was when I watched Jaws again, and that was the first time since like 2014. And I haven't watched Jaws 4 since it came out. I think that was the last time I watched Jaws 4. Which is actually really sad. I've never actually watched Jaws 2 or 3, but they're doing a special at the moment on like the TV here in New Zealand where every Saturday there's going to be the Jaws movies. So I'm going to be watching the second and the third because, come on, I need to watch it. And then I'll watch fourth and actually watch them. I love shark anything. Like, I'm obsessed with sharks, especially hammerheads. They're my favourite shark. And like Megatron's awesome as well. I love Megatron. She's so pretty. Well, he's so pretty. I don't even remember if they specifically said a gender. But I just love shark movies in general that are horror or documentaries on sharks or whatever. And I was rewatching Jaws and I'm like, her eyes are so small. Like, she's a huge shark, but her eyes are so small. I know that it was a robot in the thing, but couldn't they have made her eyes bigger? Like, it just annoyed me, and that's why I put it so far as to the eyes. Sorry. Now, Carrie is number 8. I could have put this one up at number 5 instead of Chucky, but here's the thing. I've never watched Carrie all the way through. I find it too boring. I watched probably the first hour of the movie each time and I could not watch the rest of it. I get to the exact same point and I stop watching it, even if I say I'm going to watch it fully this time. I cannot get through the movie. It's not that scary, it's just so boring. I just can't, and I have to put the most boringest down the bottom because I just can't do it. Number 9 is Paranormal Activity. I've only ever watched 2 of the Paranormal Activity movies just because I don't like the Paranormal Activity series. So I liked the first movie. The first movie was fine, and because we're doing the first movie, that's I should have had it up higher. But I don't know. I like my horror movies if they're more realistic. They're not. It's just something about me, and to me, Paranormal Activity isn't that realistic. If I had gotten Blair Witch Project on the list, I would have swapped that out. I would have swapped Paranormal Activity out for Blair Witch Project, even though the Blair Witch Project was shit. I can't stand Paranormal Activities. I can't stand a lot of horror movies, especially if they're not to a certain standard. In my mind, I have very high expectations for movies, especially horror movies. Number 10 is The Conjuring. Again, the same thing with Paranormal Activity. Not very realistic, in my opinion. Though The Conjuring was a bit better. If I'm being serious, The Nun is better. I know it's under the same franchise, but I didn't get The Nun on my list. And the closest thing to The Nun was The Conjuring, and The Nun was way better than The Conjuring. Number 11 is Annabelle. There's only one reason I've had this so low on my list, and that is because my sister, my older sister, who's still younger than me, but she's the oldest out of the siblings. She was born when I was right before I turned 4. Her name's Annabella. And I cannot watch Annabelle without thinking of her. And I don't know why, so I just can't sit through it because I keep going, oh, okay. But I did sit through it once and I absolutely hated it. Because, again, I have high standards. Now, so I've got a bunch of notifications coming through. 12 is Pet Sematary. Okay, don't get me wrong, I love Stephen King. Literally, I have almost all his books, and the ones I don't have, I'm actually, like, buying at the moment, other than it. Don't get me started on clowns. Anything with clowns, get out of here. Like, I just don't watch. If I find out something's got a clown in it, I stop watching. I'm terrified of clowns. It's like my mum with zombies. She won't watch anything with zombies, where I'm fine with zombies. I just can't watch anything with clowns. So it is out of the picture for me. But I started reading Insomnia. Now, I can't get through Insomnia. It's the only Stephen King book I cannot actually get through. I don't understand why. But I do definitely love Pet Sematary. I love everything about Pet Sematary. The first, like, the original movie, however, I did not like. I don't know what it was. I think I was just picturing it so much like the book that it didn't make me feel things. Even though the book and the movie are very similar, it just wasn't the same. But in saying that, I watched the trailer to Pet Sematary the other day and I love it, and I'm going to be watching the new Pet Sematary when it comes out, and I will be gladly doing a review if you want to hear it. And number 13 is Jennifer's Body. Now, the only reason I put Jennifer's Body last, it's not horror. I see all these, like, teenagers and stuff, and they go, oh my god, Jennifer's Body was so scary, oh my god. And then there's, like, the guys going, oh my god, Jennifer's Body was so sexy. It has horror themes, yes. But it's not horror. It's hard to explain why I say this. And the only reason I say this is it's too sexualized to be horror. You might be thinking, but Phoebe, that's the best kind of horror, you know, it's not going to give me nightmares. I feel sorry for you for getting nightmares on, like, Halloween and stuff. Like, that ain't scary. Most horror movies aren't scary. I think I've only found one horror movie that's ever scared me other than clown movies. And I just don't even watch clown movies. I don't even remember if I watched the first It. Like, is that bad? I probably should watch the first It, but no. I just can't stand shitty horror movies. I don't know what it is, but in my opinion, horror movies are meant to be scary. And I don't know if it's just me because I don't get scared by horror movies, but Jennifer's Body is, I swear to God, I laugh my way through. I will laugh my way through a lot of horror movies, but Jennifer's Body was more comedy to me than horror. I mean, yes, there's death. Yes, she's killing people, but no, it's not horror. That's a big no for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely let me know if you want me to do a reaction on Pet Sematary's either trailer, or if you just want me to do a reaction to Pet Sematary when I watch it, because I will do that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on that notification bell if you do subscribe, and if you're already subscribed and haven't clicked that notification bell, definitely do it. If you like my content, you can either go to my channel and watch heaps of videos. I post every single day. I have over 400 videos. Or you can go up into the cards and I will have playlists and videos linked. And the same with the end screen. I'll have a playlist linked on the end screen, as well as you can just click my picture and it will immediately subscribe to me. So I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!